I got my cough drop in. This part will be edited out later. Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
Hi, beautiful beings, and welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Sky, and I have a special guest here today. Ashley, girl, how are you doing? Ashley is from Jamaica. She is a part of my YouTube community. She has a YouTube channel herself. She really be talking to the stay-at-home mothers and the women who have just healed and gone through things in life, which most of us have. I love your channel. You've been doing really good. She's been very consistent. She just finished Vlogtober, where she was vlogging literally every single day for the month of October. So I'm super excited to have her here on the channel today. It's been a long time coming, girl. I've been waiting for you at the door.
Yeah, I was waiting to like build up the courage.
Oh, girl, you got this. Look, if you already posting on YouTube, then you already know, girl, how this goes. So I'm excited to have you here today.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here finally.
Yes. Where can the people find you? Go ahead and shout out your channel.
Non-aesthetic living everywhere.
Period.
YouTube, Instagram now. I have a TikTok. I don't post on it just to save my name. So non-aesthetic living everywhere, even on Pinterest. That's what I'm at.
Oh, I need to get on Pinterest. Honestly, I need to get on Pinterest. Okay, perfect. All right, sis. So I got a whole little lineup for us. The theme of today is centered around multiple things, but we have moms, we have Caribbean/vacation, wedding, and a revenge story that I think will be very fun. So without further ado, if you're ready, we can get straight into it.
Yes, let's get to it.
All right, perfect. Okay, just gonna pop it up on the screen. I'm losing my voice, y'all, so give me a little grace. Okay. Am I the a-hole for slapping a woman that was protecting my baby? Hello, everyone. My wife asked me to help make her posts more clear. First, I want to thank everyone for the comments and the love shown for my brother-in-law. I am going to write the story from mine and her point of view. Also, fake names for everyone involved. Okay. I, 31 Tim, I, 31 male, and my wife, 29 female Ashley. Oh my gosh, now she got your same name.
Got the same name.
Same name, and I didn't even know. I didn't read it. So okay, welcome our healthy baby boy Ned into the world 6 months ago. Her brother Mike is a 21-year-old male with special needs. Okay. He has had many medical issues since birth and is different than most people. However, he is the kindest and most fun person to be around, especially when he is talking about sports. Okay. When Ned was born, Mike was very hesitant in holding him, but was very cautious, but was very curious about him. This last month, Mike actually wanted to hold Ned. My wife and I were thrilled. We do have rules in place for him holding Ned, but Mike likes the rules. Mike needs to be sitting down, and my wife, Mike's parents, and I need to be around. This is mainly in case Ned gets fussy. We can take him from Mike so he doesn't get overwhelmed. Now, I understand this because I work in special ed, so I can see, like, things do happen. So I get that. Okay. So a week ago, Ashley's cousin Don's daughter, Lily, graduated high school and was throwing a party with her best friend, Anna. We know both of the girls and wanted to celebrate with them. Mike wanted to come, but his parents didn't, which was totally fine, and we brought him. Ashley was on an outdoor patio couch talking with Don while he had Ned. I was talking to a coworker that happened to be a friend of Anna's family. Mike came up and asked to hold Ned, which we went over to Ashley and he sat down. I gave Ned to Mike and asked Ashley if she wanted a water since I was going to grab a beer from our cooler. Okay, so he stepped away from Ned and Mike. Okay. I went to get a drink and was talking with my coworker when a woman, Karen, started screeching, saying he shouldn't be touching that baby. Oh, okay. We live in a place heavily influenced by certain religions. She was saying how someone like Mike shouldn't be holding babies. She was screaming that Mike would drop Ned and hurt him and how everyone is just ignoring it. Ashley asked the woman to stop yelling and stood up, standing in the view of the Karen for Mike. Oh Lord. She was telling Mike he was fine. She was telling Mike he was fine, but the woman kept screaming that he was going to hurt Ned. This got Mike flustered, in turn made Ned start to cry. Ashley took Ned from Mike, who was instantly covering his tears. See, it'd be so many typos, y'all. I'd be, oh my gosh. I started heading towards them when Ashley was asking the woman to stop and leave them alone. Karen responded with, how could a mother let an abomination from God hold on to an innocent baby? He's going to hurt the baby now and in the future. As she is yelling, she was getting closer to my wife and pointing at Mike over and over. Before I reached her, my wife turned and slapped the woman across the face. Karen stood yelling for a moment, and I came up and took Ned from Ashley. Some man came over and grabbed the Karen, who was freaking out that Ashley had hit her. Ashley told Karen if she keeps yelling that she would give her a black eye to go with the handprint on her face. Don was able to help get the Karen away from us. Ashley had to lift Mike off of the couch and guide him to the car so that we could leave. I grabbed Ned's stuff and went to the car where Mike was crying and apologizing for hurting Ned. Ashley was crying and telling him he did nothing wrong. I drove to my in-laws and told him everything. Mike was able to get into a therapist the next day and has been going every day. In the middle of the week, my wife went to talk with Lily and Anna about what happened to be there as well. Ashley felt bad that their party got ruined, and Anna was apologizing that her aunt did that. Ashley had gotten the girls massage certificates to apologize and help them celebrate going off to college. Anna tried not to take it, but my wife insisted. It wasn't Anna's fault that the adult Karen acted the way she did. Currently, Mike is still going to therapy, but the therapist said an event like this can take some time. He will come around Ned and is happy to see him, but won't ask to hold him. If you ask Mike to hold Ned, he will quickly say no and leave the room. Okay. Taking some commenters' advice, we are going to try just hanging out with Mike on a blanket on the floor with Ned to see if it helps him be more comfortable. Karen has found Ashley on social media. Wow. And has messaged her along with some friends and family. From what I gathered, she is only telling people she was protecting the baby and my wife hit her for no reason. She has threatened to sue, but as of today, she hasn't done anything. I work with a lawyer who has put me in touch with one that is willing to represent my wife if it ever comes to that. Fingers crossed that Mike will be comfortable soon to hold his nephew. We will also try to update if things change. My wife vented to one of her friends in her mommy and me class that ended up telling everyone what all happened. All of the mom says my wife went too far when striking the woman. Okay, that has made my wife wonder if her protective instincts were too much. She was worried for her child and brother's safety and didn't want to give Karen the chance to get physical. I hope this makes more sense for people, and thank you all for the loving comments so far. Is she the a-hole for slapping the woman?
I don't think so. All right, so violence is never really the answer, but based on the story, she was walking towards him, so she couldn't tell what she was about to do while he was holding her baby. So might as well she get the slap before something happens to the baby and Mike. So I get why she
Right.
did that. Like I get it. I
So
get
who would
it.
you say
I'll
is the
No,
a-hole?
Karen is definitely the a-hole. Yeah, yeah. Karen definitely is, like, without a doubt. Without a doubt. She walked right into that
Hmm.
one. She- And then she was protecting her based on her religious beliefs and not the mom's. So she was projecting onto her, which a lot of people do that. They like to project their lifestyle and what they view and their beliefs and put it onto other
Yeah.
parents when that's not how they live their lives. So she walked
Yeah.
right into that.
She walked right into that slap.
Yep.
You basically like, look, she walked right into that slap. Listen, I would have to agree. I don't think that she's the a-hole because the thing about it is she had two people, really three people that she was protecting in this situation. She's protecting her child, she's protecting
Mm-hmm.
her brother, and then she's protecting herself as well. And we also have to keep in mind that you have to be like a special kind of person to stand up for people with special needs. They cannot defend themselves the way
Yes.
that, a general person can. And I work in special ed and they
Mm-hmm.
mean no harm. They have no control over the way that their mind works and the way that their body responds to conflict and to their emotions and feelings. And so this is why it's like yesterday, like right now I'm in like a 90-day, a 60-day challenge with my school group. And yesterday I could not post because usually I don't deal with like the bigger kids because they will knock you around, girl. But it's like, honestly, when I walk into a special education room, I realize I have to remind myself of the fact that like they don't have bad intentions. Their intentions are not bad. They're just here to learn just like the other students. And you have to be very patient with these kind of people. So the fact that her sister was her brother was under attack, her child was under attack, her mother parenting was under attack. It's so easy to say how she should have reacted in this scenario. And all she did was slap the lady. At least she didn't like put the beat down on her. So I'm not going to say she's the a-hole. However, we can go around, like you said, putting our hands on people. So in this case scenario,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say everybody's the a-hole. Everybody's the a-hole. Because also
Yeah.
the brother, like the husband, I think he should have stayed nearby because like Ashley could have gotten the water and the beer, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like
Yeah.
I wouldn't even leave my child and Mike in a scenario where they're by themselves in front of
Yeah.
all these people. Because people will bully special
Yeah.
needs people.
Yeah, that's true. I
Yeah.
still think it's the Karen.
Karen
I
for
think the
sure.
mom was just acting out of, yeah.
Period. But you got kids too. I don't have
Yeah.
kids yet. I hope I ain't gotta slap nobody.
Yeah. Me
Girl.
too. Like that's one of the things that I hope that I'm never in a position where I have to slap anybody because of them. Because think about it, depending on where you are, if you have to fight while you have your kids, you have to think about fighting and also protecting them while you're fighting because now they're getting flustered because you're fighting and they feel like they need to protect you. So that's like a crazy situation to be in.
Exactly. That's a
So
lot going on. That is a lot going on. Yeah. Woo, that's what I'm saying. Like she was, yeah. When you going after people, you have no idea how they're gonna respond. That's why you just gotta watch what you
mhm.
say. Like, why are you out here bullying people in the first place, Karen? Like you got what you deserve. But because this YouTube, I'm gonna say let's not put our hands on people. However, he ain't beat her up. She just gave her a little love tap. A little love tap. All right, moving on to the next one. Am I the a-hole for refusing to let my mother-in-law redecorate our nursery? Who do you think is gonna be the a-hole in this scenario?
The mother-in-law. Yeah, the
Mm.
mother-in-law.
Now we got the
I think
MIL
so.
from hell.
Let's
Ooh,
see, they
okay.
might surprise us.
They might. They might. Let's get into it. Okay. So I, 26 female, am currently 32 weeks pregnant with mine and my husband Felix, 27 male, first
Mhm.
child. Things have been going well, and one of the great things is that Felix is a builder. So everything with the nursery was pretty smoothly, pretty fast. Everything with the nursery went pretty smoothly and pretty fast. We agreed at the start what kind of vibe we wanted to go with, and it's pretty much already done. We figured that we'd get it sorted out as soon as possible so it wasn't another thing to worry about. My mother in law has always had a bit of a nightmare. Wait, okay, bruh. I swear to God, I hate reading these on live because it be so much. Oh my gosh, okay. My mother in law has always been a bit of a nightmare, but has been better since the news that I'm pregnant, though not without issue. For example, she told me that I should lose some weight and that it wasn't healthy for me to baby. She knows that I used to struggle anorexia. Wow. And I'm not any sort of unhealthy weight. In the past, I've kept my mouth shut and let Felix deal with her. As the nursery has almost been completed, she suddenly decided to invite herself around more. I work from home currently. She comes in on the regular and asks me when I'm going to have lunch. And oh, could you just pop me something in too? And then we'll wander into the nursery and start rearranging things. Ooh, so she don't have boundaries. I know this sounds stupid, but once
Hmm.
she literally brought an IKEA bag full of stuff that she put in there. It doesn't match, but I've never said anything really beyond, oh, that makes thanks for so wait, oh, that's thanks so much for the thought, etc. Yesterday, when she came around uninvited, she looked me up and down and said, really, joggers? Thank God Felix isn't here. And then walked
What?
into the nursery and started asking me where the pillow she put in the crib had gone. Why'd I taken out the fairy lights hanging on the wall right by it, etc. I explained that they were potentially safety hazards to the future baby and that I'd taken them out. She stated she started with, oh, well, I've had 3 children and I really think you should take more of my advice, and then looked me in the eyes and said, you're really not going to be a good mother at this rate. Oh, I don't know if it was the
Damn.
pregnancy hormones, but I just stared at her for a moment and then told her to get out of my house. I'd been up all night and had loads of work and wasn't in the mood. She got very uptight about it and then left. Felix said he's going to talk to her and tell her that she shouldn't be reorganizing anything without our permission, but I don't know if it was just the hormones or am I being unreasonable? Am I the a hole?
I already
Nope.
told me. I just didn't know. Like I knew the mother would be the a-hole, the mother-in-law.
Lord have mercy.
I just knew that's what was gonna happen. You do have the ones that surprise you from time to time, but
Yeah.
and I they didn't go into detail, but clearly she's a boy mom, and she's probably.
Mm.
I'm wondering if that's her only son. I'm wondering
Mm.
if like there's so much at play here because like is his father in the life, and even if his father is.
You know I gotta drop the sound effects.
And even if his father is in his life, she probably don't even talk to the father as much. That's probably the husband that she
Mm.
wanted, right? That's her person. So she's gonna be, so into everything. I don't like that she tried to design everything herself though. Like she's supposed to talk to you. Also,
Mhm.
what I do know is that a lot of elders, especially moms or boy moms, sometimes when there's a new baby coming on, they're so excited, which is good. It's good that they want to be a part of it, but some of them I feel like internally think that this is an opportunity for them to do things over, which isn't fair to the
Mm.
mother because it
Ooh,
kind of
right.
push the mom out of the way. Like I feel like the moms should be able to experience this. They should be able to do the decoration. You could put your 5 cents in, but give them the opportunity to parent because they've all had their opportunity to be parents and have all those experiences and do their decorations. So the mom should have that opportunity to do that now. Like that's her time. You can help her,
Mhm.
but don't overstep. So the
Yeah.
mother-in-law is definitely the a-hole.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I would say the mother-in-law is indeed the a-hole. You don't overstep people's boundaries. How dare you go into somebody's house and organize or reorganize anything without their permission? Like,
Yeah,
in what world would you be able to just really go into anybody, even if this is your child, your son, or your daughter? Like, in what world would you be able to go into their house and like reorganize stuff without their permission? That's crazy.
exactly.
The audacity sometimes is insane. And me and you talk about this when it comes to other like content creators. Some people
Yeah.
really just have
Mhm.
the audacity and it be on another freaking level. It's crazy.
You're like,
Real.
where did you get this from?
Where like,
Yeah,
can
it's
I
like,
buy
why?
some audacity that they have? Like, geez Louise. But reading one of these comments,
Hmm.
it says, commenter one, why on earth have you been letting her in while you're working? Like
Yeah,
it's all well and good to leave most of the quarreling to your husband, but you absolutely can and absolutely should set boundaries too. If you're the only one home, you're the only one to enforce them. You can't just let her waltz all over you and follow it up with a soft shoe number just because he isn't home. You've been a complete doormat. Grow a spine, girl. Sheesh.
Yeah, that's
Oh my
true.
goodness.
I know that that sounds kind of harsh, but it's true.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
look, OP, she
it's
followed
true.
up and said, "I get your point. She was given a key a while ago when Felix and I went on holiday so that she could come in and feed our cat. You should have got that key right back. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am." Went on holiday. Didn't ask for it back because neither of us foresaw this happening. But once she started, girl, I didn't feel like completely burning a bridge and blowing up at a woman that is literally going to be related to me by law for the rest of my life. Hope this helps clear up any confusion.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm. This commenter
Commenter
said,
too.
"Ooh, I'm struggling, y'all, because I'm losing my voice."
You want me to read commenter too?
Oh, yes, please. Let me drink some
Okay.
water. Oh,
All right, so commenter two, you're really not going to be a good mother is a sentence that gets you barred from the house until you give a groveling apology. The fact that your husband isn't murderous with rage at that comment alone, never mind the other abuse and disrespectful treatment of his wife and mother of his child is not great. He has clearly been trained to put up with her behavior, yes, but that's not good
mm,
enough. When he decided to become a husband and a dad, his job is to protect his wife and child above all, including his overstepping mother. Yeah, I agree
period.
with that. Yeah,
I
I agree.
agree. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
that
definitely tripping. Mm-mm-mm.
that with
He's
the
tripping too.
OOP.
How do you feel?
Um,
Wait, before you read that, how do you feel about the husband? Like,
yeah,
let
I
me
you
just
see
step
that
up.
commenter there. I agree with what she said. It seems like the husband is used to her antics and has
Mm-hmm.
basically over time, when growing up with her, has learned how to just ignore how she acts and just like let it slide. But then once you get a family, then it's like if you so this is something that I talk about a lot. So say if you accept certain things in your life, once you have a family and you're still accepting that acceptance is going to be passed on to your kids because it's going to be like, okay, they should also accept the way I am since you did. And not everybody will do that, even your wife. Like a lot of them won't accept certain things that you accept in your life. And if
Yeah,
you don't have that conversation and put that boundary up, it's going to make
yeah,
a friction in your marriage. If you
that's
keep
true.
allowing your mom to overstep like that, clearly she doesn't like it,
Mm-hmm.
and clearly she doesn't speak up for herself either. Because I'm like that sometimes too. So I understand where she's coming from. Clearly she's
Yeah.
not someone, and it's the worst thing to be someone that doesn't really have a voice like that, and then you marry
Mhm.
someone that push things under the rug, because then now
Yeah.
you're building a bit of resentment, and then you're feeling not protected because here you are still trying to build your backbone, and then your husband is like, oh, let it slide. Is it's gonna
Mhm.
create a lot of animosity that you don't want to deal with. So nip it in
Yeah.
the butt from the beginning.
Yeah, exactly. Mm. That's exactly sometimes what boundaries end up being. It's like somebody
Yeah.
crossed the line and then you're like, "Okay, I gotta set this boundary." Like, they gave her the key and then they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, we won't have a problem." But in reality, they didn't take the key back because they didn't want a problem, which is a problem
Yes,
within
that's what
itself.
it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what
So
it
it's
is.
like if you were scared to take back the key, then you know she's gonna create another problem.
Yeah, so because then you could think like, okay, maybe they should have never given her a key. But then when you think
Mhm.
about that, you're really not fixing the problem, you're avoiding it, and that problem is
Yeah,
always going to be there. So it's really
exactly.
with setting the boundary, like setting it
Yeah.
out from the beginning. And she'd probably been that way from before. They just didn't, well,
Mhm.
probably they just been ignoring it. And now that she's having a child and she's pregnant, it's now
Yeah.
she's like forced to address it. But she been like that before.
And
That
she
nobody
said that
just
the
wakes up.
lady exactly. She said the lady in the beginning, she said that the lady wasn't nice to her until she became pregnant. Whew.
Exactly. She never liked you from the beginning. Like, girl, no. She
Mm-mm.
she wasn't rocking with you from the beginning. Now I'm gonna have a baby in my belly, and now you're all excited. And that's
Right.
from she said that you can tell now this mother-in-law thinks that that's her opportunity to be a parent again, because a lot of them like to do that. They think it's their opportunity to now reparent and have a do-over to do things that they couldn't do when they had their child. So that's all that
Exactly.
is. Like they're excited to like
Mm-mm.
start over again. Like
Yeah.
you never let me from before. Nobody come like me now. Like no. Mm-mm.
Mhm.
Or even if let's say she wants to be like, okay, now she likes me, she's changing. I want to be good for for the family or for the village. You're gonna have to set some boundaries. Because you
Yeah,
can't say I'm
exactly.
gonna accept this and give you an opportunity to be in your your grandchildren's life and all of that. But to what extent? Like, to what at what cost?
Mhm.
Is your mental health worth it? Like, what cost?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
sometimes it's
Because
not worth it.
also yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Oh no, I think there's a delay, so it seems like I'm talking when you're talking. Go ahead.
Oh, no, 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 you're good. Because I was gonna say too, because what's gonna happen when the baby comes? If she's already saying stuff like, "Oh, you're not gonna be a good mom," it's like just imagine when the baby comes and the
Hmm.
new mom needs to lean on her for something. She's gonna be
Right.
throwing like slick, things out there instead of like being a supportive, loving person
Hmm.
who just wants to see this lady have a great experience as a new mom. Like if you're already
Yeah.
throwing out those slick comments over her taking out decorations, just imagine how bad her insults can get. Like,
And then
girl, oh my god.
to tell her that she's not a good mom, like she's not even like, she is a mom because the baby's in her belly, but she haven't even had an opportunity to like exercise her mom skills yet. Like, what do you mean she's not a good mom? That's why I'm telling you,
Mhm.
she thinks she could do a better job. That's why she's acting the way that she is right now, because she's like, yeah, I could do better than what you can do.
She's
And she
jelly.
doesn't trust,
She's
yeah, and she
jelly.
doesn't trust you as a mother. So it's like, I don't trust you as a mother. I'm the better mother, so I'm gonna do what I need to do to take care of this child because you need help.
Mhm.
Clearly, she's like, you need help. You can't do this by your own. Which,
That's
help is
crazy.
nice, it's
Yeah.
great, but sometimes there need to be boundaries. Like the video that I recorded today, probably a little bit off. No, it's still on topic. But the video that I
No, go ahead.
recorded today was talking about the village being dead and why it's dead, and it's something similar to this. The village that everybody keeps, this imaginary village that we all keep complaining that doesn't exist anymore. That village died a long time ago, and it's because of things like this. The same village that you
Mm.
want us to go back to, the same village that's disrespecting you, the same village that's talking down to you, the same village that's
Mhm.
covering for predators, the same village that's treating you all type of way. Why would you want to go back to that village?
Yeah.
Like, why would you want to do that? So yeah, I get, yes, sometimes you have to be careful with them and create the boundaries from the beginning. And a lot of people
Exactly.
don't set the boundaries from the beginning, especially in marriage, because they don't want to cause any issues. And what I've learned with me, because I'm a little softy too, is that
Me too.
I think I saw a meme, and it is like, why are we keeping the peace? That doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm keeping the peace so that you can be comfortable. No, and a lot of people do that.
Mm. Mhm. That's why they
Yeah.
call it like a doormat. It's like, dang, I'm
Yeah.
sitting here putting myself down so that you can walk all over me.
Hmm.
What
Yeah.
who wins in that?
Uh, yeah, right. Like, who's that benefiting? And
Yeah.
I think I had a conversation with one of my friends the other day. That was a while back, and I was like, I'm at a point, and I see a lot of people do this. It's like you're setting yourself on fire so someone else can live. Why would you do
Mm.
that? I'm not doing that anymore. Like,
Mm.
that doesn't work, because you're hurt. Like, you literally are burned. You literally are hurt. So this
Yeah.
person can continue, thriving and doing what they're doing, and you don't want to interrupt their daily life and their daily routine. But meanwhile, you're being set on fire. You're burning on the inside. That's not a good life to live.
Yeah. No, for sure. And then especially when it comes to like these relationships too, I'll be reading these
Right.
MIDA holes or I'll be reading like the relationship threads and I'm like, just leave. This person is literally causing you so much chaos in your life. I know it's
Hmm.
affecting your sleep. I know it's affecting your body, especially women. We feel things emotionally, internally in our bodies, and your
Yeah.
body will reject a person that's mistreating you. And at the end of the day, it's like you said, why are you choosing this person over yourself when they're literally not choosing you at all? Because
Right.
they're taking you through this roller coaster of chaos.
Yeah. And I think when I listen to some stories, I think it has to do with some of them not wanting to start over. I think that's a big problem for a lot of people.
Mm. Yeah.
Throwing away years and starting over is like the barrier to a lot of people moving forward in life. Because it's like,
Yeah.
how do I start over after I put in all this time? But it's
Yeah.
like, does the time really matter if during that time all you've been doing is going through chaos? Does it matter?
Suffering, crying,
Yeah, like, does that
abuse,
time
all
really
kinds of
matter?
stuff. Yeah.
Like, you could go through it and have memories of it, but like, why are we valuing a time that you weren't even good mentally?
That's
You're holding. I think what's happening is that they're holding on to the idea of what they thought it would be, and
Yeah.
they keep staying during that time to that maybe, just maybe, what I think this should be or what I thought it would be will magically appear eventually.
Mm.
That I think
Which
that's
is
what
the
it
fairy
is.
tale. That's the fairy tale.
Yeah,
It's like trying to create a scenario that's not real or trying to turn the person into something that they're not. They're not gonna
yeah.
change. They're
Mm-hmm.
not
Because
gonna
that
change.
image that you have in your head of somebody, that could drive you insane. Because if they're not matching up to that image and you're constantly trying to make sure, okay, they're gonna match up, they're gonna match up, they're gonna match up. Sometimes they never end up doing that. And that's
Yeah.
that's
And then
that's
it's
how
not
we
fair to
end up.
them.
Yeah, because that's how
Yeah.
we end up breaking our own hearts. Because we're
Yeah.
here, you see this person clearly is an a-hole, but in your brain you're like, nope, they're not an a-hole. They're a good person. They're a good person, and this good person is doing a-hole type stuff. But you're convinced
Mhm.
that they're a good person. You break your own heart.
Girl, listen, speak to me. Speak to me because I think we've all been there. I should have pulled up some relationship am I the a-holes, but I got one edition if you for this
Oh my
one.
god. Yeah, we can. Sorry, I went on a whole ride.
No, you're good. You're good. That was perfect. I think and then people can get to know you more and know what you talk
Yeah.
about on your channel because this is real talk and this is what a lot of men and women go through.
Yeah,
Men
that's
and
true.
women go
Yep.
through being bullied at home from their partners, from their wife, from
Mm-hmm.
their husband. And those are the relationships that we choose, not family.
Yes.
It be the relationships we choose that we be allowing people. Now, I know in this situation we're talking about a mother-in-law, but still, it's like sometimes no, like stand your ground, set those boundaries. It's so important, and it's gonna help her mental health, her husband's mental health, and for the when the baby comes. Period.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a new one. This one is am I the a-hole for abandoning my parents at an island in the Caribbean so I could get back on time to our cruise? I'm about to pop it up on the screen. Girl, these be so funny. I'll be like, what is happening? Because who finna get left behind on a cruise? You stuck on an island. Oh my goodness. Okay. I graduated from high school back in December. As a gift, my parents got me a cruise. It was also for my 18th birthday. Dang, so this is a young person. It was also a family vacation. We usually stay at an all inclusive resort, but I have always wanted to go on a cruise. I told my parents it was different and that if we went on excursions, we had to follow the schedule no matter what. Well, it was a week-long cruise and they would not head back to the ship when I said it was time to go. They were busy shopping and bargaining with the locals. I finally said that I was heading back to the ship. My mom waved me off. Get back, girl. Get back. I gotta buy these clothes. The missed they missed the departure by a lot, like 45 minutes. They got a hold of me through WhatsApp. They wanted to know why I didn't get the boat to wait for them. Do they really think it works like that? I wanted to scream that they were not going to inconvenience 3,998 people because two could not understand what a schedule was. They ended up having to fly to the next port from there, and it was expensive. They are pissed at me for leaving them behind. I don't know what I was supposed to do. They literally told me that they knew what they were doing. I wish I had never asked for this. They are making me miserable because I left without them. Am I the a-hole?
No, Mira left too.
You would have left them there?
Yeah, at least she started young, right? Because after
Listen,
that's early to start like telling your parents that, look, I'm gonna do what I need to do, because
yeah.
it took, like, I feel like a lot of it takes us a while. Because literally, like, my family, them don't know time, and they don't know time. They do not know time.
Oh,
You
really? Okay.
tell them eight, it's nine. So usually when I have things, if it's 8 o'clock, I'm telling them 7, 7:30, because they're gonna come late anyways. They don't know time. So after a while, they're gonna be like, "All right, I'm leaving because I'm not about to stay here with you. It's my 18th birthday. This is my first
Period.
cruise. I want to
Yes.
see what it's like, and you guys aren't listening to me. So now I'm going to treat you guys like the child, and I'm going to go back on the ship and see you in whatever how many days that was left."
Period. My girl said, "You are not the a-hole. You already are starting young, setting your boundaries." Yes, baby. Some parents be needed to be put together. Like, it's like the thing about it is sometimes some people are born with parents that just don't know any better. And it seems like as a
Mm-hmm.
couple, they both struggle with the same problems. And their daughter is different from them. She sees, like, okay, this is serious. Like, we are not going to be like, what is it? Audacity. We're not going to have the audacity to hold up a ship. The ship is going to be like,
Mm-hmm.
bye, we're gone. And it's so it amazes me how many people really think they have like this authority that they just do
Mm-hmm.
not have. Like, who
It's the
are you?
entitlement. Like, yeah, the ship is gonna wait on me. No, it's not. She said
Exactly.
3,000 people is on that ship. Like, come on, guys. The ship isn't waiting for you. Enjoy the island.
Like, oh my gosh.
And enjoy the island. Like, mm-mm.
Exactly. Have fun. And you know what? She probably ended up enjoying the
Yeah.
time that they were gone by
Yes.
herself.
The room by herself, 18 on our cruise. Oh my gosh. People that she
Period.
probably met a lot of people on there.
Yes.
Because I was reading, no, was it a reel? It was like one of those reels things, and they were talking about like the teenagers that go on cruise and they find like cruise bay for the time that they're on the cruise
Oh,
and they have fun. So she
yeah.
probably enjoyed herself. She probably was like, oh, a room to myself.
Exactly. Room to yourself. Don't got to worry about them getting, you trying to get them together for the next one. Like, girl, you good.
Hmm.
They'll be okay. They will
Yep.
be okay. The parents, man. The parents
Yeah.
be something else. So,
Hmm.
sis, we deem you not the a-hole.
Yeah, it's not her this time.
Period. All right. I have another one for us. Just gonna pop it right here on the screen. Can you see it? Am I the a-hole for switching my vacation plans to avoid my ex? Can
Yeah,
you see
yeah,
it?
I can see it. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Awesome. All righty. I, 30 male, had just got married to my wife, Renee, 29 female. I have a son, Aaron, 6, from my previous relationship with my ex, Stacy. Me and Stacy have 50-50 custody and is still very involved with my life. My wife is okay with her being around, but sometimes she oversteps boundaries. It seems like everything is about boundaries today. One time it was my wife's birthday and Stacy was supposed to drop off my son and leave, but she stayed. Okay. That's very weird. My wife said to make her leave for this one day, and when I told Stacy she had to leave, she kind of flipped out and sent me a nasty text saying she had every right to be there and that I was her family first. Oh no. Oh no, I already know where this is going. Oh my gosh. Okay. Renee did not like that and said she'd walk away from the relationship. If this is how it's going to always be, I agreed and told Stacy that we're not family anymore and her behavior was unacceptable. So I only feel comfortable talking about situations having to deal with our son. She then sent a rude text to my wife saying she is breaking up our family. Whoa! I called Stacy right there and yelled at her for messaging Renee about stuff that isn't true. Since then, everything has been okay except earlier this week. It was me and Renee's honeymoon, and I asked Stacy to take Aaron for the week, even though it was my time with him. She agreed and asked where were we going. I told her the resort in Mexico. 2 days before we leave, Stacy tells me that she got a room for her and Aaron at the resort and she can't wait to show me her new bikinis. Oh my gosh, this is in freaking insane. At this point, I show my wife, who is livid. Also, Stacy never acted like this, even after we broke up, so I never expected this behavior. We booked through a company, so I called and asked, is there any way we can change the location of the trip? Smart man. Luckily, the company was able to change everything with a fee, and we were able to go to Jamaica instead. On the first day of our trip, Stacy asked where we were at and let's go to the beach, then proceeded to take a full body picture of her. I told her we are in Jamaica and that she was weird for trying to be with us on our honeymoon and don't contact me unless it involves my son. I got a lot of texts and phone calls from her, but unless they talked about my son, I didn't respond. Now that we are home, I went to meet my parents and sisters to catch up. Apparently, my ex told my sister about the situation. One of my sisters, Alina, said I was horrible for doing that. I had to explain the story to my parents, and they sided with me, saying that my ex is overstepping and that my sister needs to reevaluate her morals, that part, if she thinks I'm wrong. Alina tried to justify it, but everyone else believed it was strange to even think about doing that. But they're family, so I came here to get an unbiased opinion. Am I the a-hole?
No, he's not. He's not in this situation. He's not. Actually, like, is this story? I feel, is his story even real? Did he make this up? Because who does that?
The audacity. I hope it's real, but
Yeah,
geez
that's so
Louise.
strange. Also, we
Crazy.
have to give a shout out to Renee in the story. Like, she have a big up herself because she set that boundary from the beginning, and a lot of
Period.
people don't do that. Like, in at the beginning, especially when dealing with someone, man or woman with children, you need to set the
Mm-hmm.
boundaries of what you expect in this relationship, even though you have a child from the beginning.
Exactly.
Because if you let it slide in the beginning, just know that's going to set the precedence for the rest of your relationship. So she
Yes.
set that boundary from the beginning, like, me or this, like, this isn't gonna work. Fix it now, or we're not
Or
doing
I'm
this.
out. Because
So,
who wants
like,
to
shout
deal
out
with
to
that?
her. Stacey sound
Yes, he's a
crazy.
crazy ex. A
Yes,
crazy ex. Like, you guys are divorced. You haven't been together. He's getting remarried. Girl,
yeah.
what?
It's like,
How is
mhm.
your family been broken up? And I feel like she's probably the reason they divorced.
Yes, this is
Because
some kind of
yes,
psychotic. Like, who does that? Let me just go ahead and book a room to the vacation of you and your new
your
wife.
honeymoon. The honeymoon
Oh
is even
no.
more diabolical. Like I can't see any of it. But maybe if it was like Christmas, and they've been together
Right.
for 10 years, like, and she's like, okay, we're one big family now. Like, girl, da 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 da. Y'all two got a kid
Mhm.
together now. Maybe that I can see. But booking a
But
trip for
a
you and your son to
whole
go on the
moon.
honeymoon of your ex-husband and his new wife is absolutely insane.
Should have money to just get someone just book a
Girl,
trip like that.
she
No,
needs to use that
sir.
money to
Mm-mm.
find her a young
She
tenderoni
need
or something to
help.
take on a trip.
I don't think she even need anybody. She needs help. She needs to speak to someone, have them
Therapy.
evaluate her, figure out why she's doing this. And then,
Absolutely.
maybe she didn't think they were going to ever get married. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe she never think them that they're going to get married.
I
Maybe she
don't
didn't expect
know.
that.
Let's see. Did he say they
Mm-mm.
were married or just like an ex?
No, like, I'm
Um,
saying maybe the ex didn't think that he was ever going to get married to this new girl, to Stacy.
True, because it looks like he married Renee and he never married Stacy. So he's not divorced. This is
Yeah,
just a previous relationship. So she
yeah,
doesn't even understand like marriage and all of that stuff. Like, girl, he's gone.
right.
And he for
Mm-hmm.
sure ain't never coming back to you.
With them crazy
Ooh,
behavior, then no.
the delusion
Mm-mm.
is insane.
Mm-mm.
In freaking
Book
insane, I
a
tell
whole
you.
vacation. Like, what?
Girl.
May I forget report Stacy to the police as a stalker because this is ridiculous.
Look, no, it's cool. She's gonna enjoy that trip in Mexico and they enjoying theirs in Jamaica. So we have deemed you to be not the a-hole. And Stacy, my dear, not only are you diabolical, insane, crazy, obsessed, you, my friend, are the a-hole. You need to get help. Okay. This one is a petty revenge story. So I want to know from a scale of 1 to absolutely petty, how petty is this revenge story? So we're going to get straight into it. Heat stealer gets what she deserves. So this happened to my cousin 2 months ago. He was flying from Ahmedabad to Kolkata on Indigo Airlines. Since he's tall, I made sure to book him an exit row aisle seat well in advance and even paid extra for it. Fast forward to the day of the flight, he boards, finds his row, and sees someone sitting right in his seat. The entire row is filled, and there's clearly been a seat snatcher situation. Okay. Undeterred, he approaches the woman in his seat. Let's call her Karen. Cousin, excuse me, I believe that's my seat. Karen, barely glancing up. No, there's no way. I always book the aisle seat. Cousin, maybe you're just in the wrong row. Mind checking? Karen, look, this is my seat. Maybe you're mistaken. Cousin, firmly, well, my ticket says this seat. Let's check with the flight attendant, shall we? Okay. My cousin heads to the front of the plane and explains the situation to the attendant. She confirms that the seat is indeed his, but instead of escalating, my cousin decides to play it cool. He returns to Karen with a new idea. Cousin, I spoke to the attendant. She confirmed it's my seat, but since you seem certain, she's offered me a complimentary upgrade to business class. Karen, suddenly interested. Business class? Really? Yeah, though honestly, I prefer the leg room in the exit row. Would you want to switch and take the upgrade? Karen, oh, absolutely. Cousin, great. Just go to the front. Let the attendant know you're taking the business class upgrade meant for the passenger in 13C, and she'll get you all set. Oh, I feel like I smell where this is.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I smell where this is going. Okay. Getting my voice ready, y'all, because my voice is going out. Karen hops up immediately, smugly grabs her bag and struts to the front. My cousin finally takes his rightful seat, and as he chats with other passengers, they reveal they've been irritated by Karen's antics too. He shows them his boarding pass, confirming he's exactly where he's supposed to be. The twist, this particular Indigo flight didn't have business class seats. My cousin knew that. So when Karen confidently asked the flight attendant for her upgrade, the attendant just looks at her in total confusion, realizing something's off. Karen storms back, visibly irritated, and confronts my cousin. Karen, excuse me, you said there is an upgrade to business class. Cousin, huh? Are you talking to me? Karen, obviously, you told me to go up there and ask for a business class seat. Cousin, why would I do that? Karen, because I was uh sitting in your seat and you said, cousin, why were you in my seat? I clearly have 13C on my boarding pass. He shows it to the attendant who's followed behind her back. Where's yours? Karen's flustered now, trying to explain herself, but a fellow passenger jumps in, co-passenger. He's not lying. That's his seat, all right? The flight attendant, now visibly exasperated, politely asks Karen to show her boarding pass. Karen rolls her eyes dramatically, muttering under her breath about the incompetence of the airline staff. She makes a big show of digging through her purse, then carry on. Wow, she can't even find her ticket. That's tea. And even her coat pocket, all the while huffing and sighing loudly as if everyone around her was wasting her precious time. After a few minutes of this performance, she finds her boarding pass but clutches it tightly, refusing to hand it over. This is such good storytelling. She then spins around to my cousin's face, looking vivid. This is all your fault. First, you try to steal my seat, and now you've embarrassed me in front of the entire plane. Flight attendant, ma'am, please show me your boarding pass so we can sort this out quickly. Karen, ignoring the attendant, do you know how much I fly? How often I choose aisle seats because I need them? But today I have to deal with some random guy who thinks he can just barge in and claim my seat. Her voice is growing louder, and passengers around them are beginning to shift uncomfortably. By now, Karen's frustration has transformed into a full blown rant, complete with finger pointing and accusations. She goes after everyone: the airline for hiring incompetent staff, the attendant for not knowing anything, and my cousin, who she calls a liar and a cheat. Okay, I'm grabbing my voice, grabbing my voice. Come on, girl. Attempts to calm her down, reminding her that they're causing a delay. Oh, she's gonna get banned. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. But Karen is relentless, her voice escalating with every second that passes. Okay, sis, I'm gonna pass the torch to you because I'm losing my voice. Can you see it? We're right here.
All right, I was just waiting for you to.
Girl, it's like I'm not gonna have a voice tomorrow. Oh my gosh,
Okay.
and I have work.
I was like, oh gosh, she's over there died. All right. All right, so okay. So she accuses the airline of disrespecting loyal passengers and shouts that she'll file a complaint so big they'll lose their jobs. By now, nearly 20 minutes have gone by, and passengers around her are beginning to sigh and check their watches. Eventually, the captain is informed of the situation and comes over to assess the problem. Captain, firmly but calmly, ma'am, we need you to show your boarding pass right now, or I'm going to have to ask you to leave the plane. Karen is shocked. Her face flushes as she realizes that her show isn't working. She finally hands over the boarding pass to the captain, who glances at it, then looks back at her with a raised eyebrow. Captain, ma'am, this says 22B. Your seat is 9 rows back, and it's a middle seat. There's
Mm.
a stunned silence as Karen's face goes pale. She tries one last ditch excuse. Karen, defensively, it's so unfair. I'm under a lot of stress and I can't just sit in a middle seat. I need an upgrade for this horrible experience. Captain, firmly, ma'am, either go to your assigned seat or you'll need to deboard. Ooh,
Oh,
defeated, Karen finally gathers her thoughts, her face burning red with embarrassment as she walks down the aisle towards her actual seat in 22B. Along the way, she keeps muttering curses under her breath, shooting daggers back at my cousin and the flight crew. Meanwhile, my cousin settles back into his rightful seat and the flight finally prepares for takeoff.
oh my gosh. You don't have to read the edit right now.
Okay.
Oh, y'all, let me get
Wow.
through this street.
Clearly, Karen is the a-hole.
She is ridiculous. You know what? Today's theme has to be the audacity. It has
Yeah.
to be the
Hmm.
audacity. This lady has an audacity that is unlike any other.
Yeah. Yeah. She.
Wow. On a scale of 1 to 10, how petty is this revenge?
It's good. It's good.
Mhm.
I didn't even think it was. Well, is it petty though? I think it was a right. If I think it was a rightful way to handle a situation like that, because a lot of people like to do that, And because
Mhm.
I fly with the kids, and something that irritates me a lot is when somebody fly with the kids and they know that they need to sit beside them and they don't try to get it in advance. Well,
Yeah.
us having to pay for seats overall is something else that I don't like, but at a policy, so I have to do it. So whenever I'm flying with my kids, I always like my tickets always all cost more because I'm always going to pay the extra to make sure we sit together. Because what
Mhm.
happens is the airline has this thing, even though this is kind of off topic from that, but it still has to do with
No, that's
seats.
true. It's
the airline the airline has this thing where if you're a family, they'll put you together. But then if
Mhm.
the seats that they're trying to put together are people that already paid for their seats, now you're kind of inconvenience an entire plane to try to
Yeah.
rearrange so that you guys can sit together. I don't like the attention. I don't like the embarrassment. I don't like having to
Mhm.
stand and wait for people to move around. So
Yeah.
I pay in advance for the seat that I want. And the worst thing is to pay for your seat in advance and come and see people sitting in it. That's like the
Mm.
worst thing ever because now we're gonna have to confront each
Exactly.
other, and I'm just like, I don't really want to do this. Like, just sit in your right
Like,
seat.
girl,
So
that's
he
the
did the right
crazy
thing.
part. That's the craziest part is that he paid for that seat. Like, girl, you
Yes.
definitely can't take a seat that somebody else paid for.
And he's tall, so extra leg room by the that's what, by the exit door. Yeah, he definitely paid some good money for that seat because you have to pay extra for that seat.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, you and then she's in a middle seat because people don't like middle seat. That's the next thing too.
Child,
I don't like middle seats, so when I'm traveling,
no,
I'm always paying to sit where I want to sit. I'm making sure I
exactly.
get my seats. Like, I'm not even chancing it. I'm not one of those people who walk up to the desk and give me a seat. No, my ticket is going to cost more because I'm going to pay for my seat.
Girl, same. I feel you. I typically try to fly. Like, I try to finesse things. Like, I know my
Hmm.
airline that I
Hmm.
fly consistently by heart. I know that if I check in early
Yeah.
and I have TSA and I have global entry, that they're gonna give me a
Oh.
good seat. And then for the airlines that don't do assigned seating, then I
Hmm.
know that I'm gonna board first
Hmm.
and I am gonna get my seat that I want.
So the
Period. I
airlines
can't do a
that
middle seat.
don't, the ones that don't do assigned seatings, I don't take them at all. Oh, I'm not up for that. That is not my life. Especially with my kids, absolutely not. I think
Yeah.
no, no,
But they
no.
let you guys board first.
Oh, the kids and families going first?
They go third. So first it's the A-listers, like the people who,
Okay.
are like up there.
Yeah.
And then it's
Uh-huh.
business class, and then it's military and family. And then everyone else gets
Mm,
the board.
mm.
Yeah.
Well,
So like,
I guess that's nice. I guess that's
yeah.
nice, military and family. That's nice, but I'm still like, I don't know if it's like I have this like a thing. Like when I'm traveling, I need it to be done before. Like I need to know where my seat is.
Mhm.
I need to know each flight. I need to know, make sure all my seats are booked in advance. It's me and the kids. I need to know, all right, if we are having a connection, this is where the connection in when I get off, what's around, where are we gonna sit to get something to eat? How many
Yeah.
time do I have to
Oh,
walk
you
to the next
sound
flight?
point. Yeah.
Like
Oh, girl,
I
yeah.
I don't know if it's
Ashley's on point.
because
On
listen, I
point.
don't know if it's because I travel with the kids now. Like, I just don't want things to go too bad. So I don't know. I feel like because I have them, I'm more anxious when I travel too. So it's like I'm
Yeah.
trying to make sure I have everything sorted out. I don't want to have to get in any type of altercation or just any friction while I'm
Yeah.
out with them, especially traveling. And I travel overseas with them because I travel to Jamaica with them. So, girl,
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
booking.
I love that.
Yep, I'm making sure we have receipts set, making sure everything is
Yeah.
sorted out. If we have a hotel, like I can't, I when it comes on to traveling, I can't bother with the very like things need to be set in place, especially with them.
Mm.
So that's why we take a break from traveling now because we need to save up money because when I am traveling, we need to have a certain standard. So
Period. I
I'm
know that's
like,
right.
let me just stay home because we have to pay for all those things in advance. I don't want no
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah. No, I love that. You got me thinking, like, dang, it's definitely going to be different when I'm traveling with like my husband and children because I like organization as well. But life is
Mhm.
so different when you're organizing for one person versus
It's
when you're
easier.
organizing for a family. Yeah. And I'm not going to
Yeah.
play about my kids either. Like, no, my
Mhm.
kids never going to be sitting by no stranger.
Yeah,
No,
no.
ma'am.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Yeah. How many kids do you
No.
have?
2, a boy and
Two.
a
Yeah.
girl.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
That's what I want. Period.
and then, oh, hey, Derek. Look, Derek is there.
ATL Flippers, ATL Shotty, what's good, brother? No, I freaking love that. And how old are your kids?
8 and 5. Well, she's about to be 6 now, so 8 and
Okay.
6. Yeah.
Oh,
There's
see,
the
you
age
had it
difference.
perfect. Boy and then girl.
Yes, and is yep, yep. That's since I've been
Wow.
in high school. That's what I always say. I want my boy
Girl.
first, then my girl, boy, girl, boy, girl.
Same.
That's always what it's been. I was like, once I
Same.
hit that combination, I'm done.
You're done, so you're not having it anymore. It's a wrap.
Mm-mm. That's it. That's it.
Oh, I love that. Dang, that's super dope. Okay, so tell us, what was your transition like? Now we're gonna get into like the interview. What was your transition like moving from Jamaica to the US? And what age was that for you? What year was this?
Okay, so I feel like that can be a whole video by itself,
Oh,
but
if you want to,
I
let's do
think I
it.
left. Yeah, because I left Jamaica when I was after high school. So how old was I? 17? 16 or 17. One of
Hmm.
them age. But I wasn't
Yeah.
18 yet, definitely. So it was somewhere along that line, 16 or 7, 2009, 2010. No,
Okay.
2010. I think it was 2010. Yeah, December
Okay.
2010.
And then, like, when you came over to the States, what city did you first move to? And what was that like for you?
New
Like,
York. No, I lie mental.
ooh,
Wait, no, wait. Yes, actually, I did. Fun fact: I moved from Jamaica to New York for literally 1 month, and then the next year I was living in Mississippi. So it was New
wow.
York, Mississippi for like
That's
a
a
whole
big difference.
year. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was. It was.
Yeah.
It was completely different.
Wow. So what did you think of New York? Like going from Jamaica to New York, like how did you feel about that? What was that like for you?
So moving to New York, it wasn't. I didn't have much of a shock. I'll say because I would visit during the summer.
Okay.
But then living and visiting is two completely different things.
Mhm.
That's what I realized. Like once I started to live there, I was like, oh, this is completely different from actually visiting the country. When you start to live, you're like, ooh, there's a lot going on here.
No, for sure. Did you think New York was expensive? Like what was the currency like? Like was that something that was different for you?
Yeah, it was. And then because we used to visit too, and then I was still young, so I feel like honestly, that was my transition into probably like adulthood because that's when I was learning about just having to make money for myself.
Mhm.
That's when it was like, oh wow, like I'm gonna go to college now, I have to go work and
Mhm.
all of that. Yeah, that's when I was like, wow, this is rough. This
Yeah.
is yeah, yeah.
Woo.
That's what I was like.
And so now, like now that you live in the States and you're from Jamaica, you've gone back and forth, would you ever consider moving back to the Caribbean or just living in another country in general? Or do you feel like America is home for you?
So I would go back, but I would go back, but I'd have to go back. I'd have to have a certain amount of money.
Okay.
Or if I don't have a certain amount of money, I need to I need to be making USD or just, yeah, I think that's what I need to be making USD in order to, you know, sustain myself out there.
Okay.
Because different people can go back, and a lot of people who go back, they do make money online, and they have ways to make their
Mm,
USD while they're there. So a lot of people that move back from here, they're making USD there. That's one, and they created a way for them to sustain themselves out there. So you can't just go back with
gotcha.
the idea that you just have to go back and work. Some people do that, but coming from, this society where things are much faster and you have access to certain things, when you go back and realizing that just certain systems aren't as fast, it kind of
Mm,
frustrates you and it makes things a bit harder. But once you have, let's say you have money coming in from different places, it makes it a little bit easier. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of people say money doesn't make you happy, but it does make things a bit easier. So,
yes, it do.
having
Make
having
you
that like of
happier.
finances, yeah, having that like of finances, will help.
Yeah, exactly. No, I agree. And then I wanted to ask you, I think we're going to do like a longer interview, right? Like a girl talk.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So I don't want to get everything out, but we will finish with this to give them like something fun and something fun to look forward to. What
Mhm.
is the craziest thing you would say that you have done thus far? It could be
I
anything, like
thought
jumped out of a plane.
I thought about that. I don't know. I don't think there's anything. Oh, well, I don't know if that's crazy, but it's
What?
not spicy.
It don't have to be. What is like just anything that
Like
anything you
so
can
when
think of right now.
all right, so like when I moved to New York and I had my first snowstorm day. That's when they had a blizzard. The snow was like literally
Mm.
up to my knee, and I had worked and I walked from my home to my job. It was a good distance. It wasn't close by.
Oh,
I walked all the way
oh,
to work in the snow. It was rough. That's the
yeah.
craziest thing that I ever done, especially for a job. I don't think I'll ever do anything like that again. But it was
Oh,
knee length, and then even walking on the sidewalk, it was a
mm,
mess because I'm not used to
yeah.
blizzards and stuff. And I did that. I made that full length walk from, I don't know if anybody watching this who's in New York. Um it's KP, but you start from damn Avenue J up that side. It's a good distance, guy.
Oh,
It was
and
very short.
how much were you making there? What kind of job was it? Like, was it like a
It was minimum wage. I was making federal
yeah,
minimum wage $7.25
girl,
in 2010. That was not a lot of money for me to walk that long to go to work. Okay, it was
girl.
not a lot of money, but I was like,
Mm.
I'm going to work,
Right. Trying to
girl.
get this USD.
Now, right now at this big age, I'm not doing that. If I cannot
Yeah.
make it, I'm not making it.
Girl, no, I feel that. I feel that. Well, I can't wait to get more stories on New York. Would you ever move back to New York, or did you ever move back to New York in that time frame?
Well, New York is the only state I'll never move back to. When I moved here, I moved to New York. I was there December, September, October, I think. Moved to Mississippi in December. Then a year later, a year later, I moved back to New York. I was in New York
Okay.
for a good couple of years, actually, 6 years. And then I left.
Wow.
I'll never
Okay.
move back though. I'll never move back. It was fun
No.
while I was there. It was great. It
Okay.
was amazing. Whew. But it was also very expensive, very depressing after a
Yeah.
while because
Girl.
that yeah, because that was the time that I was going through my transition where I was turning into an adult. I was dating. I was,
Yeah.
and then to be
Oh, I
in
heard
that
that
type of
dating there is
society,
so hard. I've heard about the dating life in it out there. I heard it's crazy.
girl, and then just being in New York and being in college there, and that's the first time I was on my own, like not living by myself, but being able to just go places by myself. In Jamaica, like
Mm,
I was, I feel like I was like a helicopter, like with it, not helicopter, but those parents that like try to cuddle you. When I came here, I was like out
mm,
and about, like I
yeah.
was in the streets.
You was
So,
outside, girl. You was
yes,
outside, girl. That girl's feeling herself. Period.
yeah, that was so for me. I mean, I go back.
Yeah.
Mm.
So now, is your husband Jamaican?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, that's
yes.
nice. Did y'all meet here or in Jamaica?
No, Jamaica.
Oh, you guys both came to the States. I love that. Okay.
Yeah,
Fire.
yeah.
That's dope. Okay, cool. Well, girl, thank you so much for coming on. Let's shout
Thanks for
out your channel
having
again.
me.
This is her
Yes,
channel.
non-aesthetic living. Definitely. Mom stay at well, everybody can watch, but I really speak to the stay-at-home moms. I love making content for you guys. I do mini vlogs, I
Period.
do sit downs, so definitely check it out and might find something that you like.
Period. And make sure y'all give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed this episode. We're gonna come back
Yeah.
and do a girl talk. I think it would be fun if we like keep it
Yeah.
casual, because right now, if you guys don't know, I'm really working on building like my character for this channel. And I'm like talking to experts and really kind of just trying to hone in on things. And so I think it would be good if we just do like a normal girl talk and just bring like the old YouTube back. You know how I feel about it. Just catching up,
Yeah.
talking, chatting, having like a little something to drink. And yeah, it'll be fun. I'm ready when you're ready.
Yeah. Now that we've done this one, I'm a bit more relaxed. So we can
Period.
do more. We can do more. I think it was a vibe, so we can definitely do more then.
Hey. And we can do a pop the balloon. Anytime you want to do a pop the balloon,
Yeah.
you can do that.
Let me tell you, I don't think I can handle the smoke with a pop the balloon though.
Oh, it's fun. Honestly, I mean, the smoke don't be too bad for me. They do clock me a little bit, but most of it be from the freaking contestants because they be a hot mess sometimes. I just be like, what are y'all doing? Jeez Louise. Girl. But yes, girl. Well,
Man.
I will see you over on your channel. My girl be crushing it, killing it with the vlogs, the stay-at-home mom story times. Like, we need more of those. We need to hear like
Yes.
your birth story, like all the tea, all the tea. I know it's all the videos are coming. I know you got some tea in there to show us and share with the people. So make sure you guys
Yeah.
subscribe to her channel. It is linked in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know who you would like to have on the channel. Ashley, do you want to close us out and say anything to the peeps, to the chat?
I think I said everything already. Thanks for watching.
Period. Thank you. And y'all, I'm a little nosy when it comes to positivity. So make sure you drop some in the comment section below. Be nice and think twice before you hop into my comment section. No, I'm just kidding. All right, love. You can stay on. I'm going to end the stream and I'll see you
Okay.
guys in the next video. Peace. This was